Okay, now I'm trying to get YouTube up. It's doing its hi. I think it's on. Hi YouTube. Hi Facebook. How are y'all doing? Say hi if you're coming on. Say hi so I can say hi back. And comment hashtag replay if you're watching the replay so I can see how many people watch it after I post it. Okay? So, YouTube, here is the Cash App. Okay? There you go. Facebook, I'm going to put that on there too. All right, so there it is. And I do see the star comment pinned. So that means that the comment should be working okay. I am going to pin the Cash App. So there is the Amazon wish list. So if you want to read the star comment, it'll be in the comments. It's just about, you can send stars and all that stuff, okay? All righty. So, welcome. If you come on, please give me a few minutes to say hi, because sometimes I'm in the middle of doing something. So let's turn the light on. Now, I'm going to go ahead and, sometimes when you click more, this is from Instagram. It is bacon cheeseburger rice skillet, okay? Bacon cheeseburger rice skillet. So sometimes you push more and it won't show ingredients or the instructions. You'll have to listen through the video. But this one does. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read off the ingredients. That's how I like to start. Read off the ingredients. Now, I'm going to double it because I tried to look at the end what it looked like the amount that they had on the video. And me and my husband decided to double it. Okay? So I'm going to slowly say it and you can rewind. If you're watching the replay, you can rewind the video or my live to hear the ingredients again, okay? So, for YouTube and Facebook, I'm going to read the ingredients. Okay? If you want the recipe, you can always message me on Facebook Messenger or Instagram if you have an Instagram, and I will send you the recipe on Instagram. But if you don't have Instagram, I can send it to you through Messenger, but it will kind of give you a link to go to Instagram to look it up. And I don't know if you can do that without signing up. But if it won't let you, you can always let me know, and I can always screenshot the ingredients and the instructions and send it to you. I don't have that problem, okay? All right, so I'm going to double it, but I'm just going to read the basic ingredients, and what I put in there is going to be doubled. So it starts out as 1 pound of ground beef. And when I say double, I'm going to put 2 pounds, okay? So just remember that, okay? 1 pound of ground beef, 1 teaspoon each of paprika, oregano, garlic powder, and onion powder. And I forgot to put that down. I don't even think I wrote it down. I wrote ground beef, onions, minced garlic. Okay. So let's do this. So it said paprika, oregano. Let me see. Do I have oregano here? If not, it's in the bigger container in my cabinet. But I think I do. What's this? Basil, oregano. And then it said garlic powder and onion powder. I like to use both, even if it calls for only one or the other. I like to use both. Okay? I took everything out. And just before I start playing, I took everything out of the refrigerator. But I just guess I forgot the seasonings. All right, so let's do it again. 1 pound of ground beef. 1 teaspoon of paprika, oregano, garlic powder, and onion powder. Now, when it comes to that, I used to measure, but now I just sprinkle it on. I don't even measure anymore, but it's 1 teaspoon of each. Half a teaspoon of salt and pepper. 1 chopped onion. Okay, it just says chopped onion. So you can use yellow onion, white onion, whatever you want to use. Okay? And I already have chopped onion right here in the sink. I have chopped onion. And I'm going to add some bell peppers. It says if you want to make it better, you can add somebody in the comments for the video that you can add green. But I'm not adding green. I'm adding colorful. I'm going to add it because I like it. Okay? And then 1.5 cups of beef broth. 1.5 cups. Okay? 1 cup of long grain white rice, rinsed. 8 ounces, an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 1.5 cups of shredded Colby Jack cheese. Okay? Now, for the top, I don't really measure. I just sprinkle it until it's covered. If it's to mix in, I just grab a handful, dump it in, and mix it in. Okay? Now, it says 1.5 cups of beef broth. I wrote down 2 cups. I don't know why I wrote down 2 cups. So I was thinking if it's only 1.5, if you're only doing the regular, like I've said in all my videos, or the ones that I'm using broth, a can of beef broth or chicken broth or any broth is only 1 3/4 cup of broth. 1 3/4 cup, because I've measured it before. So you can definitely use 1 whole can. Okay? I was going to use this because I thought it said 2 cups. But if you're missing, if it says 2 cups and you use a whole can, you're missing 1/4 of a cup, which is okay. But if you're doing something like this with rice, you don't want to be missing that because you want to make sure the rice is covered so it'll cook right. Okay? And I did write down, it said seasoned salt. This is seasoned salt. It's mostly made up of salt, but I have that written down in the ingredients, but it does not say that up here. It does not say that on here. So if I choose to use this, I'm going to use this in replace of the regular salt. It's got other seasonings in it. I mean, just take some and sprinkle it. And if I do, I'm not going to use salt. I'll use pepper, but I won't use salt. Just like if I use lemon pepper, I won't use regular pepper because lemon pepper has a lot of pepper already in it. Okay? So, I named all the ingredients. You can go back and rewind it if you're watching the replay, or if you came on late after, you can replay it and just write down the ingredients, okay? So, all right. So now we're going to go to the instructions. Okay? Some of them label it as 1, 2, 3. This doesn't. It just puts them in little paragraphs and separates it. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is, okay? So you can write this down. You can write it. You can just put a little dash and then write it, or you can put step 1, whatever you want to do. Heat a large skillet over medium-high heat. So this is for the ground beef. So whatever you put your ground beef on when you cook it. This says high heat. I always tell you medium-high heat. That's number 8 on our numbered one, okay? Brown 1 pound of ground beef with chopped onion. Season with salt, pepper, paprika, oregano, garlic powder, and onion powder. Okay, all the seasonings I told you. So that, again, would be 1 teaspoon of paprika, oregano, garlic powder, and onion powder. Okay, and half a teaspoon of salt and pepper. Okay? Now, I want you to do that once you put in the ground beef. But if you've been watching me consistently or enough to hear me say, I haven't done it, but I was told. Well, I've done it before, but not always. To cook the ground beef first, and you can go ahead and put in your garlic, your onion, whatever, stuff like that. But the seasonings, like the oregano, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, it's best to put it in after you drain it. Because if you put it in at the beginning and then you drain it, a lot of the seasoning is going to go with the be mixed into the grease or the oil, that builds up, and you're going to lose a lot of that seasoning when you drain it. Okay, so it's best to put it in after you drain it, so the ground beef will have most of the seasoning on it, and not the grease. Okay, just letting you know. So if you want to put it in now with the ground beef, that's all on you. But I'm just let you know that a lot of the seasonings will go with the grease when you strain it or tap it with a paper towel, however you do it. Okay? I was told that by somebody, and then some people say that on recipes I watch, but I just haven't done it, but I never realized that. So I'm going to do it that way today. So the only thing I'm going to put in there is the chopped onion and the bell peppers. You don't have to put bell peppers, and you can put as many as you want. Bell peppers I just decided to add on my own because in the comments, somebody said that. And sometimes if you look at comments and somebody says, I added this or added something else, it sounds good. So, it sounded good. Now, for some reason, it must have been just garlic powder. Because I wrote minced garlic. I don't know where I got minced garlic from. But if you want to add minced garlic into the ground beef as well, once you put the ground beef in there, put your onions, bell peppers if you choose, that's optional, and your minced garlic. Okay? Now, if you think that because you added minced garlic from the jar or fresh garlic, that you don't need to add garlic powder, then don't add garlic powder. But if you still want to add it, I'll add just a little bit. Okay? And instead of the salt, I'm going to put seasoned salt. I can't remember and tell you what's in here. It smells good, but I can't remember and tell you what's in here. One recipe that I made months ago said seasoned salt. I don't have any seasoned salt, and I don't use it that often, so I looked it up, and it told me how to make seasoned salt. So I put it in here. So, yes, and it doesn't say in these instructions. Let me see. I just have to watch the video, I guess, because somewhere watching this video, I got it that I was supposed to add baking crumbles. So these little baking crumbles. But I don't see it in the ingredients. So let me see. Hold on, guys. All right, and at the end, it's going to be put in the oven so the top of the cheese can melt. And since I'm using this is oven proof up to 450. I think I will be just popping that in the oven. Now, let's see, because I wanted to let you guys know. I don't know if he said it in the video, but in the instructions it doesn't say what to preheat the oven to. So I'm going to do 350 because all we're doing is melting the cheese at the top. So I am going to preheat it at 350. 350 is good. It'll melt the cheese. It says once beef is brown, drain any excess grease and add minced garlic and stir. So it does say add minced garlic, but oh yes, minced garlic is in here. 1 tablespoon. Yes, it is. 1 tablespoon. I did say that as an ingredient. Duh. Okay. Oh, it just says put it in the let it set on the stove until cheese melts, or put it in the oven under broil for just a couple of minutes. So either way, or in the oven at 350, or broil, whatever you want to do. But if it's broiled, watch it closely, okay? Alrighty, so we're going to start with heating the. I'm going to heat it. I turn it on medium high. Now we're going to brown 2 pounds. Remember, I said I'm doubling the amounts I told you guys. And we're going to add chopped onions. It says to add minced garlic later, but I'm going to let it cook halfway the ground beef, and then I'm going to put the minced garlic because I don't want it to like burn, but I want the flavor of that. And then after I strain it, or, tap it out with paper towel, I'll put the seasonings in because I don't want them to be lost by the liquid, which, okay. So, I almost forgot about the ground beef. It's right here. Tuesday? Whatever day this week, we went shopping. So it was either Tuesday or yesterday. Today I finally separated the meat, the chicken and the ground beef. So I left this. Alrighty, so that's taken care of. Okay. Now we are going to get the meat smasher, and I'm going to go ahead and smash the meat, get it all broken up, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the onions and the bell peppers. Now, the bell peppers is not even in the ingredients, but when I saw someone mention that, it sounded good. Oh, and I'll tell you what else sounded good, which I'm going to add, and I forgot to get it out the cupboard, which I'm going to go get now. We are adding tomato sauce, like I read in the ingredients, an 8-ounce can. But I want, since I'm doubling it, I'm adding 2 cans. And since they didn't put it, but it's a cheeseburger rice skillet, so I want to add some diced tomatoes. I don't have regular tomatoes, so I'm going to add 1 can. I'm not adding 2, just 1 can. Okay? And I'm going to drain it about partially. You can drain it all the way, not at all, or partially. Okay? All right, and I was supposed to cook tomorrow, which is Friday, and it will be a chicken meal. It's chicken lasagna or something. But I got some lasagna noodles that say ready to bake or something. It's like when you buy spaghetti noodles that are already cut and broken in half. These are ready, so I can make the chicken lasagna and pop it in the oven. I don't have to pre-cook the noodles. Okay? So they're ready, oven ready, it says. So that saves me a step there. Okay, but since I'm cooking today, if we have leftovers, we'll probably have leftovers, so I'm not going to cook tomorrow, Friday, which is usually when I cook. I cook Monday and Fridays. Mondays I cook in the evening because my husband's home, and Fridays I cook about this time. So I'm going to hold off until Saturday. I usually don't cook or go live on Saturdays, anytime on the weekend, but I will if for some reason I can't cook on my Friday. Now, I forgot to tell you I couldn't cook Monday because not just because I didn't get to the store, it's because I wasn't sure if I was able to come up with the money to go to the store. Okay? And I did. Yes, I overspent a little bit. I had to use regular money, but most of it was used on the 4Pay, so we are good. Okay? So let me put that down there. All right, anybody on? Nope, nobody on YouTube. Anybody come on here besides my husband? Nope, I hope y'all come on. All right, let me stir this up. I want it to halfway cook before I put the minced garlic. And it says 1 tablespoon, but you can put as much or as less as you want. Okay? Let's see. I'm going to put this right here. I need it out of my way. All right, so let's go ahead and put the onion and peppers, and I'll put the garlic in a little bit. Okay, and I've got one big chunk right here. I don't know, I may end up throwing that away, but let me see. All right, let's put some bell pepper. I know you don't put bell peppers on burgers, and this is cheeseburger, but when someone said add the diced tomatoes and the green bell, it said green bell pepper, but I do red, orange, yellow, because I don't like green bell pepper. Is the only one I don't like. But they said it would be called a stuffed pepper something, rice skillet or something. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back in here. I'm not sure because I only got one chunk of onion left. Okay, so we're gonna stir this up, let it cook for a few. Okay. Oh, that was just the oven beeping. I may turn, so it's already hot, but I may turn it on broil. I'm not sure yet. But you only want it like 1 to 3 minutes, so you want to check the top. Okay? Now this is my favorite video, but I'm not going to turn the volume on right now. Okay. It came out of there because the phone went off, so I got to find it again. I can kind of tell what it looks like. Uh-oh, wait a minute, guys. Whoa, 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 whoa. I think there's 2 of them, and I think I clicked on the wrong. It's not going to mess with anything. The one I clicked on right here is called Cheeseburger Rice. Just cheeseburger rice. That's all it is. But I didn't realize I did 2 different ones. The other one, I clicked on one that looked like it, and I saw the bacon on top. It's called Bacon Cheeseburger Rice Skillet. Okay? So, let's do this. This one does not have the list of ingredients. So, I got to listen. So, let's see. That's why I don't have all these ingredients listed. All right, so while it's still cooking, we're still putting in the onions and the bell peppers and all that. So, it's cooking. So, let's see.
Bring this to us.
This one's a...
You're going to start by throwing a pound of hamburger meat into a hot skillet. You're going to throw in some onions.
I'm still going to put the minced garlic.
It's nice and brown. Then you're going to add a tablespoon of minced garlic. You'll let that cook for about a minute. You're going to drain off all the grease and season it up with some seasoned salt. And then once you get that mixed up, you're going to go in with 8 ounces of tomato sauce, a little bit of ketchup, and a squirt of yellow mustard. Then you're going to add 2 cups of minute rice and 2 cups of broth. And then we're going to mix all of this together. You want to bring this to a simmer, and because it is minute rice, it cooks.
Now it says 2 cups of rice instead of 1 cup.
You can throw some.
Let me go back here and see how much ground beef she has.
A super quick and easy 1-pan meal. So let me show y'all how I do it. You're going to start by throwing a pound of hamburger meat into a hot skillet. You're going to throw in some onions and let that cook up until it's nice and brown. Then you're going to add.
Okay, it does not say.
You'll let that cook for about a minute. You're going to drain off all the grease and season
how much ground beef?
And once you get that mixed up, you're going to go in with 8 ounces of tomato sauce, a little bit of ketchup, and a squirt of yellow mustard. Then you're going to add 2 cups of minute rice and 2 cups of broth. And then we're going to mix all of this together. You want to bring this to a
one
simmer.
second, guys.
Because it is minute rice, it cooks super quick. So once all the broth is absorbed.
Now I think she said seasoning all, not seasoning salt. Because seasoning all would be this. This is a bottle I saw her pouring in there. Seasoning all. Not seasoning salt. So we are going to go with the seasoning all. The seasoning all has salt, spices, including chili pepper, black pepper, celery seed, moxitrin, paprika, and it contains 2% or less of the following: onion, garlic, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm going to add this, but I'm going to still add the other stuff. Okay? But not the salt, seasoning salt. I thought I was going to get a chance to use it, but we're not going to add that. Okay?
And then we're going to mix all of this together. You want to bring this to a simmer, and because it is minute rice, it cooks super quick. So once all the broth is absorbed,
and it says 2 cups of rice instead of 1.
And about 1/2 cup of shredded
so we're going to go with the same measurements, except for if you're still watching, the rice, instead of 1 cup, put 2 cups, okay? 2 cups. And since I was going to do that anyways, we're going to leave it at 2 cups. Even if I double it, I'm still doing 2 cups. Because I don't know if I'm doubling it because
bacon cheeseburger rice. This is a super quick and easy 1-pan meal. So let me show y'all.
I'm not sure how much ground beef she said. She didn't say any ground beef. She didn't say any.
Some delicious bacon cheeseburger rice. This is a super quick and easy 1-pan meal. So let me show y'all how I do. So you're going to start by throwing a pound of hamburger meat into a hot skillet. You're going to throw in some onions and let that cook up until it's nice and brown. Then you're going to add a tablespoon of minced garlic. You let that cook for about a minute.
She did say a pound of ground beef.
And season it up with some seasoned salt. And then once you get that mixed up, you're going to go in with 8 ounces of tomato sauce, a little bit of ketchup, and a squirt of yellow mustard. Then you're going to add 2 cups.
She said a little bit of ketchup, a squirt of mustard. She didn't even have a measurement.
This together, you want to bring this to a simmer, and because it is minute rice, it cooks super quick. So once all the broth is absorbed, you can throw in some bacon crumbles and about 1/2 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Then you're going to mix this in with the rice, and then to finish it off, you're going to top it with another 1/2 cup.
It says full recipe on her website, Cooking with Katie Cross. So I guess you could go to cookingwithkatiecross.com. I'm guessing. Let me see. Yes, here it is. Let's see if we can find it. Get the exact measurements. She has a cookbook. Says my website for pre-printable recipes. Says I'm in the mood for desserts, slow cooker, no. Casseroles and dinners. Let's check casseroles. It's not, it's just going in there for melting of cheese, but let me see if it's in here. Let's just check. It says bacon cheeseburger tater tot casserole, but not the rice one. Let's see. She's got some good recipes on here. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize that was a different recipe. It's cheeseburger rice skillet or something. This is bacon cheeseburger. So the other one I may just take off of there so it doesn't confuse me again. Okay, now this is dinners. I didn't see it under the skillet one. So let's see if we see it here. Because I don't know if it's considered a casserole, even though you might put it in the oven just to melt the cheese. That's it. Or you can put the lid on it and melt it on top of the stove. It's up to you. Walking taco casserole. We got some good stuff here. She's got a couple of pages of it. So what we're going to do is all the ingredients that I gave you, we're going to keep the same except for the rice. The rice is going to go from 1 cup to 2 cups. Okay? And since I'm doubling it and she's only using 1 pound of ground beef, she said, I am doubling it, but I'm not going to double the rice. Since she said 2 cups, instead of it being 4 cups, I'm only going to do 3 cups. Okay? Because I don't need that much rice. Okay? I don't want it to be overdone. Okay? So I will come back on here and look at her site, see what good recipes she's got, and see if I can still find this recipe. Okay? And if you want it, you can follow this because it's only posted on Facebook for 30 days, then they take it off. But if you can go to YouTube, and you can find it, forever. But you can follow the video if I send it to you, or you can look on Instagram, Cooking with Katie Cross. Just look for that, okay? Cooking with Katie Cross. I'm going to see if I can find the recipe, and and I may save it and see if I can post it to Facebook. But so yeah. So for right now, let me see. There's a search bar. Let's see. Bacon, cheeseburger, rice skillet. Keep getting this pop-up. Here it is. Jump to recipe. You can pin the recipe too. So you go to Cooking with Katie Cross. If you look on her page on Instagram, you'll see the link that'll take you to her website. Go to casseroles. I guess you can find it in dinners. I don't know. And where you see the magnifying glass, click on that and put in bacon cheeseburger rice. Skillet or just rice, and then it'll be there. Okay? So, let's see. It serves 6 people. So if I'm going to click over and the thing says cook mode, it prevents your screen from going dark. Okay, so the ingredients is 1 pound of ground beef, half a yellow onion. It doesn't say 1 yellow onion. It says half. So you can put as much as you want. So and it says yellow onion. The other one just said diced onion. You can put whatever you want, yellow or white onion. And instead of a full onion, it's half an onion. 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. That's the same. 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt. That's the same. So it says seasoned salt. So I can use this or this. We're thinking we're going to go with this instead, since I haven't used it in a while. Okay? Then 8 ounces of tomato sauce. I'm going to double that. So 1/4 of a cup of ketchup. She just said some ketchup and some mustard in the video. But 1/4 of a cup of ketchup, tablespoon of yellow mustard, 2 cups of minute rice. That's where I got minute rice, because the other one just said rice. And I was like, I know I got minute rice from somewhere. But it says 2 cups. I'm going to put 3 because I'm doubling it, but I'm not going to double the rice. I'm just going to add 1 cup instead of 4 cups. Because if I double it, it's 4 cups. But if you just do half of the double, you know what I mean. It's okay. So I'm going to do 3 cups of the rice. It's 2 cups for just regular. And if you want to double it and put 4, you can. But I'm going to just do 3. And then 2 cups of beef broth. That's where I got 2 cups from. So I'm going to put 4 in there. Because if I'm putting 3 cups of rice, I want to make sure I have enough beef broth. Well, actually, I'm going to start off with, it said 2 cups. If I double it, it would be 4 cups, but I'm not doubling the rice. I'm only putting 1 extra cup instead of 2. So I'm going to start off with 3 cups of beef broth. 2 cups is for the normal, if you're not doubling it. If you're doubling it, it would be 4, but since I'm not totally doubling the rice, I'm just going to put 3 cups of beef broth and see how it is. If I need to add that extra cup or any of it, I will, because this is 4 cups. Okay? Then 1 cup of cooked bacon chopped. It says cooked bacon chopped, but I guess I didn't see that because my last pack of bacon is frozen. So we're going to add some bacon crumbles, okay? And then 1 cup of cheddar cheese, shredded. But I'm going to put, I know I'm not going to measure that. My one big, huge hand is 1 cup. I'm going to mix part of this and part of this, okay? All right, so let's get going. I am sorry, guys, for talking and holding you guys up, but when the recipe closed out and I went back to it, I clicked on something that looked like the recipe, but I knew when all the boxes of the recipe, when I brought up my saved recipes, I knew it was down the middle somewhere because there's 3 videos across. But I saw something on the right side and I clicked on it and I saw bacon on top, but I didn't see any bacon on the other recipe. I was just going to add it. So there was 2 recipes I had and I didn't realize I saved 2. So, okay, it says a tablespoon, so I'm just going to add a tablespoon. Well, I'm supposed to double it, so I'm just going to add the rest of this. It's not total, but I'm just going to add the rest. Not totally. Okay. All right, so that's not a total. A little under 2 tablespoons. Throw it away. It's gone. I've got another one. I always use a lot of that. A lot of my recipes call for it. That's why I'm always buying it. But this time, same brand, but I bought the bigger one. Okay? So I bought the bigger one. So hopefully that'll last me longer. Okay? So let's stir this garlic in and let it cook for about a minute so we can get the aromatic flavor, aromatic flavor. And, so about a minute. I was supposed to do it when it was halfway cooked. I was going to, but I was talking to you guys and looking at the recipe. So give it about a minute and let it get in there and the smell. Then I'm going to go ahead and strain it, and then we'll go on to the next. So it says, in a large skillet. Oh, that's number 1. In a large skillet, add ground beef and onions. Cook until no pink is visible. Add minced garlic and allow to cook for 1 minute. Drain off excess grease, then season with seasoned salt. It just says seasoned salt. I guess it has a whole bunch of different seasonings in the seasoned salt. And then it's talking about adding the other stuff. Now, if you want more than seasoned salt, if you want to add in onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, oregano, which is what the other recipe said. It's the same thing except it's without bacon. And she's adding 2 cups instead of 1 cup. The other recipe called for 1 cup. Okay? This is calling for, it says it serves 6 people. Which I was trying to see that the other recipe did not say how many it serves. So I thought I needed to double it, but this is the recipe I was looking for, the bacon cheeseburger. But the other one was the same thing, except no bacon and only 1 cup of rice. So just remember, it's 2 cups of rice instead of 1, and it's half an onion instead of a whole onion. But and it says yellow onion, but you can use white, and you can use as much or less onion as you want. Okay? All right, so that's that. Sorry, guys, my lips are very dry. So I'm bringing out this drink. I did not finish it. It's Brisk Hawaiian Punch. Oh, sorry. That helped. Okay. So All right, anybody on here? Nope. Let's see. Anybody else come on here? Nope. All right. So now, paper towels. Now, so if you come on here late, just remember that when I first looked at the recipe, it was the wrong one, but it was the same one. You know what I'm saying? It was cheeseburger rice skillet. There was two of them I had saved on Instagram. Cheeseburger rice skillet, and the other one was bacon cheeseburger rice skillet. I was looking for the bacon cheeseburger rice skillet. I was wondering why the one I looked at didn't have bacon. I was like, did I write stuff down? And I wrote 2 cups of broth. The other one said 1.5. And I was like, wait a minute. That's because it had less rice. So I knew something was off. So, but most of the ketchup, mustard, tomato sauce, and all that was the same. But so let's do this. I'm going to open the trash can, have it ready. All right, just scoot oh, I gotta be careful, I'm splattering. Just scoot everything to the back. Tilt it just a little bit. Put your paper towel in there and wipe around. And if you want to use colander or you know, just strain it or strainer, whatever you call it, in the sink, you may do so as well. Or if you drain this in the sink, make sure you rinse it right away with hot water. Or when you strain your grease, I don't know how y'all do it. Do you strain it over something so the grease doesn't go in the sink? Whatever you guys do. Okay? All right. So I take this because it's hot. I'm going to do it one more time. It just shows people wiping around with just one time, but I like to get most of it out. Okay? If you leave a tiny bit in there, it's okay. I know. How long has it been? It's been 42 minutes, and I'm only finishing the first part. I'm sorry, guys. That's because I was looking for that darn recipe. All right. All right, there's still a little bit in there, but it's okay. Okay? All right, so now number 2 says, it says then season with seasoning salt so we are going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it down to medium. Just if it says back up, I'll put it back up. But for right now, okay. So no salt, no regular salt because I got this seasoning salt and this has a lot of salt. Okay, and you can taste it at the end to see if it has enough seasoning before you put the cheese on. Okay, so there's my seasoning salt. I didn't measure it. Okay, I think it said 1 teaspoon. So hopefully, if you don't have seasoning salt, that's fine. You can look it up and mix seasoning together to make seasoning salt. Just read on it. Just Google it. Or you can use this seasoning all. Because this has a whole bunch. It has salt, pepper, a little bit of paprika. You know, it has a whole bunch of stuff. Okay? So you could use that. So, even though that's all it calls for, I'm going to put a little bit of onion powder. Because I can. And it what's her name? I forgot her name. Says it's my business. It's my business. So I'm going to add just a little bit of that. And then the other one said oregano, but this one didn't. But I'm going to put a little bit of oregano anyways. And I'm going to put some, I think it said parsley. I'm going to put some parsley on top just as a topper. Okay, now let's put a little bit of paprika. Okay, there we go. Why is this thing always messing up? Okay. And it does say 6 servings for the regular, if y'all want to know. It says 6 servings, so that can give you a hint of how much you need to make. Now, it doesn't say how big those servings are, but you know. Okay. Now, number 2 says, so as part of number 1, once you drain the grease, then just put the seasonings in, the seasoned salt, onion powder, garlic powder, oregano, and paprika. If you want all that. If you just want to put the seasoning all and leave it at that, that's okay too. That's up to you. Now, number 2 says add in tomato sauce, ketchup, mustard, minute rice, and beef broth. Stir to combine and bring to a light simmer for 2 to 3 minutes until broth is absorbed. Stir. It says stir INT. I don't know what to mean. Half a cup of cheese and half a cup of bacon crumbles. Top with the remainder of cheese and cover and allow the steam to melt the cheese. So I can just put the lid on and let the steam, or you can put it in the oven at 350 still, or under broil if you want it to brown, okay? That's all up to you, okay? Now it says a light simmer for 2 to 3 minutes until broth is absorbed. But I don't think the broth is going to, if you put 2 cups of broth, which I'm going to put 3 cups, just because I'm putting 3 cups right. How is it going to absorb in 2 to 3 minutes? Because the other recipe called for regular rice, and it says 15 to 20. So I don't think it's going to absorb in 2 to 3 minutes, but it says stir to combine, light simmer for 2 to 3 minutes until broth is absorbed. I know, that's crazy. But I'll show you something. Oh, it's still going to stay at the recipe. Okay, so let's get this done. Let me get this out the way. All right, because it's still. Okay, that's the first can. Wait, did it say? It did say only 8 ounces, but the thing is, it says 1 8-ounce cup of tomato sauce with the 1 cup of rice recipe and 1 8-ounce with the 2 cup recipe. So I don't know if that's going to be. Because I added an extra pound of ground beef. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the second can of tomato sauce. Because it's basing it on 1 pound of ground beef, and I have 2 pounds of ground beef. And I'm going to put an extra cup of rice. Because since she called for 2, I'm not going to put 4. I'm just going to put 3. So, because the other one called for 1 cup, I was just going to do 2 cups by doubling it like that. Because I thought that was the recipe. But, oh my goodness, why is this doing this? Okay, so let's stir in this second can. I'm going to turn it up a little so it'll boil, not boil, but simmer, come to a light boil and then turn it down. But that's when I get everything in there. All right, so I did that. All right, stir in. Now it says ketchup and mustard. 1 tablespoon of mustard. So I'm just going to take a guess. 1 tablespoon. It says tablespoon. I think that's about it. Okay, that's it. It says 1/4 cup ketchup. So actually, I'm just going to put a tiny more. I forgot I'm doubling it. I don't need as much, but all right. So that would be 1/2 cup of ketchup. All right, I think that's good enough. That's about it. Okay, and then it said minute rice and then the beef broth. So let's stir this in. Then we'll put the rice in. I can smell the mustard strong. I can smell ketchup too, but mostly mustard. You know what it looks like? It looks like a sloppy Joe mixture. I'm telling you it does. Now, before you put the rice and the beef broth in here, this is the time that you might want to taste to make sure you got enough seasoning in here. Maybe I can use some regular salt. I don't know. If you think something's missing, go ahead and add whatever you think. Okay, now let me see again. All right, that's good. The only thing it did not call for that I put in here was the bell peppers. And I'm going to add right now diced tomatoes. But, you know, it was suggested in the comments of the video, so it sounded good to me. Okay, now, I don't want it over liquidy, so I'm going to just drain most of it, but not all of it. But all right, where's my paper towel? I got some stuff on my fingers. If you don't want diced tomatoes in there, don't put them in there. That's optional. I got that from somebody in the comments. Okay? But you do put tomatoes on your cheeseburger sometimes. So, I know it looks kind of weird, but it's okay with me. Okay, so we did that. Now, we want to add the minute rice. 2 cups if you're doing regular. If you're doubling, it would be 4 cups unless you just want to do 3. Okay? Because I'm doing, not totally doubling the rice, but half of it. Okay? Half of the double. So, doubling it is 2 cups, so I'm only doing 1. So, that'll be 3. Okay? That's 1. 2. And 3. This cup I have in here, and I've said it before, and I keep saying things again in case I get new people or people didn't hear it. The measurements show up to 3/4 right there, but if you go all the way to the tippy top, it's another 1/4 right here. So that's 1 cup of rice. Way back when, and let's see, 2 years ago, a tiny bit over 2 years ago, when we moved into this one apartment, his mom, my husband's mom, gave us a container that had rice, and I took it out of that container after a while, and I used the container for something else and put rice in this Ziploc bag. But anyways, she had this little cup in there for the rice. Perfect. If not, I would have just used a regular. Okay, now we're going to put, see, it's putting 1 cup of rice, so it did half a cup more of the broth. It was 1.5 cups of broth to 1 cup of rice on the other recipe. This recipe says 2 cups of broth to 2 cups of, because if you did half a cup more for 1 cup of rice, then that would be 1 cup more for 2 cups. So that would be 3. And then if I wanted to add 1 more, that would be 4. It definitely would. But let's see how it is with 3 cups. I'm going like it said. Maybe that's why it's going to. Okay. Let's see. So let's start out with 2. That's what it says anyways. But, you know, I'm adding an extra cup because I have rice. Or I may just Because if I add the whole thing, I'm gonna be like, I didn't even have to measure it. Let me see. Let me add an extra cup and see what we get. Okay. Okay, so okay, now it says stir to combine and bring to a light simmer for 2 to 3 minutes. Until the broth is absorbed. Stir in half a cup of cheese and half a cup of bacon crumbles. Now, what's going to happen here is I'm going to bring it to a light simmer, and then I'm going to put it on 4, which is already on medium, and let it cook 15 or 20 minutes until the rice is done. I'll check it 15 minutes. And if I do the cheese right away, it should be able to melt on top of the stove. I wouldn't have to put it in the oven unless you want it browned. Unless you want the cheese to brown a little bit, you can put it under the broil or put it in a 350-degree oven and just let the cheese melt. But I think I'm just going to cover it and let the cheese melt. I'm not going to worry about the oven, so we're going to turn it off. Okay? I'm going to turn it up a little bit just so it can get to its simmer, the light boil, and then I'll bring it down to 4, which is, almost, that's like a simmer, and then let it, because minute rice would cook fast, of course. So if y'all want to use minute rice, that's fine. But, I'm just going to hold on to this last cup, and if it seems to dry out before the rice is done, I'll add it. Or it seems the broth is getting low. But it says a light simmer for 2 to 3 minutes until broth is absorbed. I don't think broth can absorb in 2 to 3 minutes. That's where my problem is. I really don't think broth can. Water won't. And I've used chicken broth in my rice instead of water, and it didn't absorb in 2 to 3 minutes. So yeah, let's see here. And after that's done and the rice is cooked, we are going to stir in half a cup of cheese and half a cup of bacon crumbles. Okay? I'm just going to take half a handful, just dump it in, and mix it up, and then we're going to top with the remainder of cheese and bacon, and I'm going to cover it and allow the steam to melt the cheese. Okay? Because this says a cup of bacon chopped. So you want to use bacon crumbles or you want to use real bacon, it's up to you. I wouldn't even, like half a cup of bacon and half a cup of bacon later on top. I'm just going to grab some and, that is not. And I used to measure all my seasonings, but now I just shake it in to whatever I want. Okay? And while I'm waiting for it, well, it's boiling, but it's kind of boiling in the middle, not around the edges. Let's put the lid on. Put the lid on. This bread left over. Let's put it over here. Okay. All right, let's do that. And we are going to should I let the egg? Let me stir it once. The other recipe said stir it once or twice so the rice doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. But from what I know about rice, you're not supposed to stir it, but I will. Oh, for a minute there, I was like, what the heck is in my food? I saw something that looked black floating, and then I saw a bunch of it. Then I was like, oh yeah, that's the oregano. I swear. Okay. Let me put this on high so I can get it going. I'm gonna put the lid on now so I can boil it faster. Okay, guys, let's see. Anybody? Nope, nobody on. Anybody else coming on here? Nope. Okay. It's okay. It's okay, guys. Oh, it says you can use any rice you like, but follow package directions for liquid ratios. Oh, so she was giving me the liquid ratios for 2 cups of rice, according to minute rice. So, you know, the 2 cups of broth to 2 cups of minute rice, follow that if you're using minute rice. But if you're using your own regular rice, follow the broth ratios that you usually use when you cook regular rice or whatever rice you cook. Okay? So I usually double it. So if I put 3 cups of rice, that would be 6 cups of broth. 6 cups of broth. Yes, indeed, that would be 6 cups of broth because I put 3 cups of rice. So that means that 32-ounce container is 4 cups. So to make 6 cups, I would have to add a can of beef broth. Like I said, this is 1 3/4 cup, so it'll just be short a fourth of a cup, but that's not going to. But if it says follow the it says under notes, it says you can use any rice you like, but be sure to follow the package directions for liquid ratios. Okay? So that would be 6 cups of broth if you're going to put 3 cups of rice. Now, if you put 4 cups of rice and you double it, that would be 8 cups of broth. 2 more cups might fit in this pan, but I put 6 because I did 3 cups. Because I usually double everything, but I thought 3 cups of rice would be enough. I don't need 4 cups of rice, so making sure nothing sticks. And it's the other one said stir, but I'll just check it and I might stir because one time, like halfway through, and that's it. And then after it's done. So it might take a moment to boil again because I added extra broth. So we'll see. I'm waiting for it to boil. Then I'm going to turn it down to 4 and let it cook for 15 minutes. Then we're going to try it to see if the rice is soft enough. If not, I'll just... Because usually I let the rice cook, my regular rice, I cook it for 15 minutes. Okay. It says, feel free to add your favorite burger toppings. So when it's done, if you want to add lettuce, tomatoes, if you didn't add canned tomatoes, whatever you want to add. You've got minced onions in there, but if you rather add But if you rather keep those out and add just some kind of, sliced onion, or add the minced onion but add more sliced onion on top, that's to you too. But there's another recipe, and I'm glad it's not this one because I didn't have it. But there's another recipe I'm going to make. Can't remember the name of it. That's the only thing I forgot to buy. It has pickle juice in it, and it's another cheeseburger something, but I don't know. Okay. Now, if I would have seen this recipe instead of picking the wrong one, which is, it doesn't say bacon cheeseburger skillet. It just says bacon cheeseburger rice. Just like this one. I put bacon cheeseburger rice skillet, but on the title it just says bacon cheeseburger rice. But, now I forgot. See, my train of thought always leaves me. I have a bad habit of that happen. I'll be mid-sentence and I forget the rest of what I was going to say. For real? Oh my gosh, I forgot the rest of what I was going to say. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I lose my train of thought. It's starting to boil, but not quite simmer boil yet. But so we'll see. We will see. Just waiting for that to boil. Okay, while I'm waiting for that to boil, I'm just going to tell you guys about the surgery. Well, I already talked about the surgery and how it went, but this past Monday, like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I went for a follow-up, and what they do is almost every time you go to a urologist, they always want to take a urine sample, and then they it's almost like an ultrasound. They want to see if your bladder stays full after you go to the bathroom or does it empty out. Okay, so they do that routine. Okay, and then I saw the nurse practitioner for the doctor. She just asked questions and everything, and how's everything going? And I asked her questions and so forth, and that was it. And everything's going good. Still, until I come back again, I still can't lift anything heavy, do like a whole lot of what I used to, which I don't do much anyway because I have a lot of pain, chronic pain regularly anyway, so I don't do much anyways, but sometimes I do a little bit more than I can now, so all that, and sorry, I bit my cheek. Oh. So in a month, well, she said a month, so that would be on November 10th I go back. And she said I'm scheduled with the regular doctor, and he's gonna do a pelvic exam to make sure everything looks okay up in there. Okay? And then, that should be the final test if I'm good and everything's good. Okay? So, yeah. And can you believe it? When was it? The end of last week, I think it was. I sprained my ankle. Can you believe that? I was outside, had a hold of one dog. He went like next to our apartment, went up a little, like it's a yard right in front of someone's balcony, but it's up there, and then turned around, and when it was coming down, it pulled, and one of the little thick things that you stand on were loose, and I fell, and I was like, thought I felt something in my ankle, but I could walk fine. It was fine. A few hours later, I could barely walk, and it hurt so bad. I could barely walk on my ankle. So my husband comes home from work early. He only worked an hour or two. He comes home. We end up going to the hospital. They said nothing's broken, but they can see swelling, but there was nothing broken. So they were going to give me a boot to wear, but they didn't have my size. So they gave me a prescription for a boot. Well, they wrapped my ankle with a compression bandage, right? And gave me crutches. So, go home. The next day we go out looking at some medical stores for a boot. One said it would take 1 to 2 weeks to check with insurance and get everything. And I was like, by then I won't need it. So, and they said, well, you can buy it outright. It's about $80 some. Nope, didn't have that money. So we checked a couple of other places, no good. So we just went home. The next day, it didn't hurt as much and I could walk on it. So I walked on it and I started, first it was a slight limp, then I started walking normal. And I thought, how in the world does my leg stop hurt? Does my ankle stop hurting within 24 hours? A sprain is supposed to take a couple of weeks to heal. And they did see swelling. But so I don't understand. I thought it was going to be longer. So I just wore the compression bandage for about another day. I took it off and I've been fine since then. So I don't know. But they saw swelling. So I'm not too sure. Okay. All right. It's boiling. So we're going to put it on for 15 minutes. And then we're going to test the rice to see if it is soft. Okay. I'm going to put the ketchup and mustard away. Okay, nobody on here. Anybody on? No. Nobody. Okay, so I'm going to just talk to you guys. Throw that away. Okay, let me rinse this. Go with this. And I just like to, if I'm not going to wash right away, I like to have some things rinsed. And I got a two-sink. So I like to put them in one once I rinse them and leave the other one in case we need it for something. But I'm trying to get this water hot so I can rinse this. I like to rinse it with hot water, but the water is still cold. It's so slow. Hey, YouTube, anybody going to come on? Come on, you guys. Come join me. We've been on for 1 hour and 12 minutes. I promise you it does not take that long. Somebody in the video comments said, well, cooking it with rice takes about an hour, not 30 minutes like you said. That's what somebody said in the comments. I was reading the comments of the other cheeseburger rice skillet. But if you use a regular rice, it might take a little longer. But if you use a minute rice, see, it's been 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And no, the liquid is not absorbed or mostly absorbed. Because it said simmer for 2 to 3 minutes until the rice is absorbed. But even using minute rice, I don't think it's going to absorb that fast. It might. I don't really cook minute rice, so I don't know how that works. But if you want to use minute rice to cook faster, you can. I usually don't eat minute rice. I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't use it because minute rice comes in small boxes and there's not a lot of it. And you can't get big bags. I get like 5-pound bags of rice because we don't eat it like super fast. So I get about 5 pounds of rice. I have another 5-pound bag of rice. But I was finishing up this one. We got this much left in this bag. So I might pour that one in here. But yeah. And minute rice, that's why, because I like to buy bigger batches of it. So that's mostly why I don't use it. But I just use plain white rice. Usually it says long grain, but I've never looked specifically for long grain, short grain, whatever grain. And the bag of rice that I have is the Walmart brand. So, and it tastes just like rice to me. I don't have any problem. Okay, so I'm gonna put these seasonings away. And I'm just hoping somebody else comes on here. Okay. Let's put this away. That's what I like to do. If I gotta put something in the oven, or I'm waiting for something to cook like pasta or something, I like to get things put away. And if I have dishes over here I need to rinse, I like to rinse them. So now if I had a whole lot of dishes, sometimes I will wash dishes while I'm talking to you guys. Like you're over here in front of my coffee pot. Okay, the pan is over here on the other. This is the side I usually use for the counter space because that's a small. But when I do like a crock pot meal, you guys are over here on this counter facing towards the counter that it's on now for crock pot, because that's where I put my crock pot, right here, and plug it in behind the coffee pot. But if I was going to sit down and talk to you guys, like I'll bring a chair in here and sit down, I would bring the iPad standing up here right here so I can see you better and talk to you. And then when I'm ready to finish it up, when it's done, back over there. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes. And then it usually says don't stir it, but the other rice recipe said stir it once or twice. Regular rice says don't. I just want to make sure it's not sticking to the bottom. And I don't think it usually would if it had liquid in it. I hope I didn't put too much liquid, but it said in the notes, it said you could use any kind of rice, but just follow the rice liquid ratios. And from the rice I cook, I always double it. I've seen somewhere where it said, some places where it said, not double, but 1.5. Like if you put 1 cup of rice, then you'd want to put like 1.5 cups of water or broth or whatever you're using. If you put 2 cups, you'd want to put 3 cups of water. That's like the same amount as your rice plus half of what you would have doubled it. So if you put 2 cups of rice, instead of putting 4 cups of rice, you'd put 3 cups. The same amount of rice, 2 cups, and then half of a double, which would be another 2, but half of that would be 1, so that'd be 3. I don't know, I probably sound confusing, but I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it would be about 3 cups. That's what I've read some places, but some other places say double. So I stick to the double. And it's always worked out for me. Let me see something. I'm looking for my paper towel I had. Did I? Oh, there it is. I just wanted to get this off of here. So yeah, I see how the rice is. My rice usually cooks in 15 minutes, and most of the time, sorry guys, I'm just getting some stuff that's splattered over here. Most of the time, it cooks in 15 minutes, and the liquid is gone. So if I only put, like if I did 2 cups of rice and I only put 3 cups of liquid, then wouldn't it dry out faster than that before the rice is done? So, you don't want, the faster the liquid comes out, then the rice is not cooked. So you want to kind of not let the liquid, cook out before the rice is done, if you know what I mean. Oh, I was supposed to put it on 4. I didn't put it on 4. Oops, so I better stir it. I left it on high. When I said it's boiling, I should have turned it down to 4, I keep biting my sides. If you saw me just because I was talking and yes, it was starting to stick. So yes, it is starting to stick. Because I forgot, I left it on high. I just wanted it on high to boil. I swear. Okay, most of it's off. It wasn't sticking that much. So, I'm good to go. And a lot of the liquid has gone out already. It looks about half of it. So, I'll repeat this one more time. If you would like, I can send you the recipe, but I'm going to send you the video. It will just be the video of her making it. You probably can guesstimate the measurements watching the video. You may not need the actual instructions. You can see it, babe? When I open the lid, can you see it? I'll open the lid. Tell me, can you see it? Can you see what it looks like? Yeah, when it's done, I still got to add the cheese and the bacon. And then put the lid back on to melt the cheese on top, which is going to take a few minutes. That's it. And then, since the time it is, like always, we can let it cool while we're outside. Because that's usually lately, since I started 3 o'clock, guys, it usually gets done about the time we're supposed to take the dogs out. And my son will be here soon, should be, with our car. Because my son's friend that he lives with, he went to give plasma today. And then my son was going to take him to work. Well, he was going to come home from plasma, probably shower because they had went to the gym this morning. And then my son was going to take him. So, and he has to be at work at 4 o'clock. So, it's a little bit after 4. It's 4:30, so my son should be here soon. And, you know, of course, I'm going to ask him to try this. But I thought he said he was going to take the car to work. I was like, because I told my son, I said, did he say car to work? No, I drop him off. He said, I was like, oh, okay, because he'll ask us sometimes on days my husband is off, can he take the car to work? And I'm like, I hate not having a car here because just in case, because there's times where we just, something pops out of our head to go somewhere and, but yeah, if I have something already planned, you know, I would just tell him that he would have to either take an Uber or Lyft or take the bus, because he'll take the bus sometimes because Uber Lyft too expensive. But I would even, depending how much gas we have, don't mind taking him to work. But if we have something planned, you can't keep the car. You know, I went the other day, earlier this week, I went and did GoPuff. If anybody knows what GoPuff is, it's another driving thing, and you order like stuff from there. But you go to its central location and you sit in their parking lot. When you get an order, you go inside and they should have it bagged. But anyways, I did it, and I did like 2 orders. The first go around, they gave me 2 orders at once. Then came back and did 1 more order, and then I was going to go home and help my husband walk the dogs. Then I was going to go back out later that night. I think it was Monday, yeah. But I got an email saying my account had been deactivated. I'm like, what for? Because they didn't finish the background check, which it had been weeks since I signed up. It should have been done. And you're not supposed to let somebody go out and do delivering stuff until the background check is done. So I don't know what happened with that, but I just got a email, I think it was today, or something, saying the background check was done. So I'm good to go. I was able to sign back in and everything's good to go. But today got a little busy because I had to go pick up my son and his friend. They were at the gym and stuff like that. So tomorrow, which is Friday, I might go out and do some GoPuff. Because when I looked at it today, because it shows how many people are waiting in the parking lot and how many minutes to wait for an order. So there was 0 to 2 people in the parking lot and 1 minute between to wait for an order. That's pretty good. Because when I did my other order, I was like, how am I going to get my pay? So, Tuesday morning, I got a message saying my money had been sent to the bank. And it did. It came in. It came in Wednesday, I think. It only took 1 day, I think. Of course, it's gone. I only made 24 and it went with my other money for bills, but all right. We have 35 seconds and then I'm going to, I'm going to leave it on simmer, but I'm going to move it over to the other burner just for a minute while I taste it. So let's see. I'm going to taste it, make sure the rice is done. That's what I want to make sure. Alrighty, so there we go. So I'm just going to lay this in the sink for a minute. We are going to move this over. I'm going to leave that on, so I'm going to give it a stir to make sure nothing was sticking to the bottom. There is still some liquid in here. Not much liquid, but there is. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to taste it. That's just me getting text messages. Okay, guys, see that? See that? Okay? And see that, guys? All right. It's very hot. All right, 1 second, guys. It's very good, too. I just want you to let me know if the rice has any crunch. Does it have a little crunch? Okay. All right, guys. My husband said it had a little crunch. I thought Bam. My husband said it had a little crunch. I thought I did, yes. But I doubled the liquid. I put 6 cups of broth. Same as I would water. Now, I guess, well, you won't get the full flavor, but I guess it's like if you only had 4, you put 3 cups of rice and you only had 4 cups of broth, and you needed to put the other 2 cups with water, you could do that. It would just water down the broth a little bit. It won't be as strong and flavorful, but it's okay. Okay. It only said 15 to 20 minutes. Well, it said that in the other one, but we're going to let this cook for about 5 more minutes. I'm going to keep peeking at it every minute or so to make sure it doesn't go super dry because there was some liquid in there. So that's about it. So then I'll taste it again. But it was really tasty, except for the little crunch. Not a big crunch, just for a few more minutes in it. But it was really good. So that's my dance when I say it's really good. Okay? So yes. Give it a few more minutes and then we will. I gotta finish that little bit of Kool-Aid and make some more, babe. Then we will add the bacon and cheese. And then all I have to do is add a little bit of bacon, a little bit of cheese, mix it up, and then add some more cheese on top, and then some more bacon on top, and then put the lid on and just give it a few minutes to melt. Which I'm going to let it melt while we get ready to go outside because it can do its melting well. So, and before I put the bacon and cheese in, I'm going to take a picture of it. Oh. Iced tea. That's how much I got left. So now I got to make some more once this is gone. And there's a little bit, just a little bit left of Kool-Aid. Maybe 1 cup or half a cup. So then we'll have, we just got milk, water. I've got a bottle of brisk lemonade. Well, once my husband finishes that, or I ain't worried, but I'm going to just take this after dinner and I'm going to make some more Kool-Aid. Because we might need some more Kool-Aid if he wants to take it to work. But I'll make the tea, but the tea takes hours to get cold because I brew the water through the coffee pot. I brew up to 10, the 10 line. And then I put 4 tea bags in there. Brew it for 6 minutes. I turn the coffee pot off, put it back on there, let it brew for 6 minutes, and then dump it in the thing I had, the gallon thing with cold water. And there we go. See? Our tea bags are Southern sweet tea, so it's already sweetened. It's not as sweetened as I would have sweetened it back in the day when I used to make tea. I don't even remember how many cups of sugar I put in there, but I put a lot. So I used to buy like big from Sam's, like big bags of sugar. I used it a lot, making Kool-Aid, this, that, and the other. But now when I buy Kool-Aid, I buy the big can powder from Sam's. It's already pretty sweetened, and this Southern sweet tea is already sweetened. I don't have to add any sugar. When the first time I saw it out there, I bought it. I was like, this would be cool. I don't have to add sugar to it, nothing. But the first time I drank it, it wasn't as sweet as I was used to. So I was like, it's not sweet enough. It needs more. But I didn't add any more sugar. I let it go. My husband was fine with it, even though he's used to drinking my sweet tea that I make. But, I mean, I still use Lipton, but I just use either the regular or the cold brew, where you can brew it in cold water. But when they didn't have that, I'd use the other kind. You'd have to use in boiling water. If I didn't have a coffee pot, I would get up to the 10. I guess between each number or each line, I guess it's 1 cup. I'd have to measure 4 cups in a measuring cup, then pour it in there and see if it comes out to be 4 cups. I don't know if it's the same. Because then I'd have to boil 10 cups and then I just put the tea bags in the pot and 30 seconds. Well, while it's going down, okay, it has about 15 seconds left. So I'm going to stir it. Yes, that should be enough. Now, if the rice is not done, then it would need more liquid because I can't keep cooking it. The liquids, there's a very tiny bit of liquid that you can see, enough to keep it moist, but not enough to keep cooking it. So let me turn it off until it cools down some. I want to put it over here so it doesn't keep cooking. Okay, let's taste it. See, here it is. And here it is, okay? Oh, I think I burnt my tongue. And when it gets real hot in here, if you swallow something that's hot, if you take something cold to drink, it'll just cool it off right away. But I'm going to be careful this time. And I'm only taking a tiny because I was trying to swallow it. I didn't get to, chew. All right, hold on, guys. I mean, I blew it, but hold on. One more time. Let's see. I didn't get any crunchy rice. I think 5 minutes helped. Good? Alrighty. Okay, guys. That part's done. So now I'm going to take a picture of it just as is. Okay? I'm going to take the spoon out. Make sure it's all. Okay? It keeps coming up live. I don't know why. Okay. Let me show it to you guys. How does that look, guys? See? If I turn this around, let you actually see it. I can get this turned around. Or get my finger out the camera way. So you can see the tomatoes, the peppers. And all that red stuff could be a tomato or it could be a red pepper. It looks so good. All right, so it said 1 cup of bacon. So it would be 2 because I doubled everything except for the rice. I just put an extra cup instead of extra 2 cups. So I am not going to measure the bacon and I'm not going to measure the cheese. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some bacon, some cheese, because the cheese said, did it say 1 cup? I think it did. That would be half a cup, mix it up, and half a cup on top. But no. Okay. Get this over here. Okay. I got bacon in there. Now we're going to put some cheese in there. It would be a whole cup since I'm doubling it. 1 cup, 2 cups of rice. 2 cups of cheese would be 1 cup mixed in. But I'm just going to do like that. Okay, that much. That was cheddar. Now, I don't want to do too much because I'm also doing Colby Jack. It said cheddar, but I'm into loving Colby Jack. I think my husband loves Colby Jack too. So I don't buy as big of a cheddar cheese as I used to. I don't get the huge large one that's like $8. I get the like $5 or $6 one, the medium sized one, because I get the medium sized cheddar too, because I try to use both half and half. Okay, you can see the cheesiness, okay? And some of the bacon is in there, okay? Okay, so let me use this. Okay, so we are going to put the cheese on first and then the bacon. Because I want the bacon to stick to the cheese. All right, so now we are going to put the bacon on. The cheese on top, then the bacon, and then I'm going to put the lid on and let it melt. So while it's doing that, I will finish up with you guys, and then we'll take our dogs out to eat, and we can come back, and everything should be ready. Okay? So I am going to sprinkle a thin layer. Why thin? Because I'm going to be adding some Colby Jack as well. Okay? So, yeah, if you've been on here before and heard me say, I like to take my cheeses, if I'm using more than one, and mix it in a bowl and then sprinkle it on because it'll be all mixed together. Because if you do it the way I just did it, one is on top of the other. I just didn't feel like mixing it today, so we're getting both cheeses. Okay? Next time I go shopping, which I just went shopping Tuesday. But when I go shopping next time, because there's some things I'm going to have to get some more Colby Jack and cheddar, because maybe I do need to buy the big bags of both. Well, I'm going to look for the recipe I'm making Saturday and the one I'm going to make Monday. I want to check to see if it needs cheese, and if so, how much cheese, to make sure I have enough. because I got to buy, for Saturday's meal, I got to buy a rotisserie chicken. I mean, I could cook chicken, but I'd rather buy a rotisserie. It helps my dogs too, because I feed them a little bit of that. Okay, that's it. It's not much. So I'll have to see what Saturday's recipe, if anything, if it says about cheese. It's lasagna, chicken lasagna, I think. Yes. Jazzy. So, all right, now bacon crumbles on top. Now, like I said, down here, if you'd like to put this in the oven to melt the cheese, you can do that. You can preheat your oven to 350, or you can put it on broil and let the cheese brown. Okay? Or, and if you've had the stove, if the top of the stove is not hot enough, you can always stick it on low, like 1. Or take the pan off, put it on high, let it get real hot, and then turn it off. And just let it go from there. Okay? Now, I'm going to say something about these bacon crumbles. When you serve, they're on top. So if you serve and all the bacon crumbles are gone because you served it, all the bacon crumbles that are on top got gone while you're serving, you can do one of two things. You can either take these and add it to your bowl later on when you have leftovers, or you can just add some more to the top because there is some mixed in there. So, okay? All righty, so there we go. Do you see that? That's the bacon on top and the cheese. Okay, I'm going to take a picture, and then I will take a picture once I dig into it of my bowl so y'all can see the inside when I post the pictures. Okay, so let me get a picture there. I swear, I said turn live off, and it keeps on. Okay, so I don't know how good y'all can see because my computer is always blurry. I mean, I can see stuff, but when y'all are looking at my live video, everything looks blurry to you. Okay, here's what it looked like. Because I forgot to show y'all. Here's what it looked like. I don't know if y'all can see it. Maybe you see it better when I get closer. I think so. Here's what it looked like before I put the cheese and bacon on. Okay? That's the cheese and bacon. Okay? Let's see. Maybe if I bring the kick. That's with the cheese and bacon. Now, let me know, guys, on YouTube, if you're watching the replay, of course, comment #replay. Same with you, Facebook. But let me know, did you see the picture better when I brought it up to the actual pan? Or do you see the picture better when I show it to you on the computer like this? Now, do you see it better when I bring it close? Just let me know. I'm trying to figure out. Close or further back, or is closer better? Or was it better when I showed it to you actual pan? So those are 3 options. Is it better when I bring it to the actual pan and show you? Or is it better on the phone, further away or closer to the screen? Okay? Because I want you to see which is the best way so I can try and show y'all. But even though it's a little blurry, I will still post the picture so y'all can actually see it. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and end this. I know it's been an hour and 44 minutes. Now, because of the timing on my video, that has nothing to do with how long it'll take you guys to make it. If you're not doing the video, not running your mouth, or like me, had to go and, look for the other recipe because I used a different recipe, which it was still bacon cheese. It was still cheeseburger rice, but it wasn't bacon cheeseburger rice. So I was trying to find trying to see the difference in what I missed and the actual measurements. So you look at the beginning. I named all the measurements. Now throughout the video, I will tell you what the difference was when I found out that there was an actual bacon cheeseburger recipe instead of just a cheeseburger rice recipe. Just remember, the rice is 2 cups. On the other recipe, and what I said at the beginning, I said 1 cup, but it will be 2 cups of rice, okay? That's if you're just doing the normal and not doubling it. But if you double it, you could do, since it's 2 cups of rice, you could do 4 cups, or you can just do 3. Not a full double, but double everything else. And if you're not using minute rice, it's 2 cups of broth, beef broth. But if you're using regular rice and not minute rice, put the amount of liquid according to what your rice bag says. So if you're using regular white rice, it's usually double. So if you're putting 2 cups of rice, you want to put 4 cups of liquid of beef broth. If you're doing 3 cups of rice, 6 cups. I keep biting my cheek. 6 cups of beef broth, okay? Or whatever you do when you make your own regular rice. But put the 2 cups of broth if you're doing 2 cups of minute rice. And just adjust that if you're adding more minute rice because you want more, okay? Now, as far as the onions, the garlic, the minced garlic, you can add more or less, or just what the recipe says. You can add your bell peppers if you want. You don't have to. It's not in the ingredients, but I thought it would taste better to add it. Where did I put my phone? Oh, somebody was texting me. Okay, so that's that. And let's see what else. That's about it. So, let's see. I know. Let me go back to. I got to go back here. Now, you can still let me know if you want me to send you the recipe or you're going to write it down for my video. Remember, 30 days on Facebook. Just look at the date that it's been posted. And if it's past that, you can always look on YouTube. If not, you can always ask me to send it to you because, let me see. When I click share, it gives people that I can share with, I guess people that I follow on Instagram. Also at the bottom it says, add to my story, WhatsApp. So if you guys got WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, I can copy the link to you guys. Facebook and regular messages.
Okay.
But regular messages and Facebook Messenger would just give you the link to Instagram. Just let me know, okay? So I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching. And I appreciate if you're watching the replay. Stay positive, do your thing. And just do well. I'm always cheering for you guys. I thank you for watching, replay or the actual live. If you want to follow me, get notifications, click the screen, replay or live. Click the screen, click the 3 lines, 3 dots on the top or bottom on the right side, and look down near the bottom. It'll say, get notifications, turn it on.
Got her.
That's my son. If it says turn off, that means already turned on.
All right,
okay?
come on, Jazzy. Let's get you
YouTube, you really don't have, if you're not following me, if you click subscribe and click the all, you'll get notified of all lives and stuff I do. All right?
I told Thomas.
Hold on, let me finish this real quick. So stay positive. I love you guys. Have a good evening and good night. And I'll talk to you guys later. You have a good one, YouTube. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Hey.
All right, talk to you guys